Are you an animal lover?
Well, today we're going to talk about all the locations in Evansville where you can have an encounter with animals.
So I'm Kendra, and this is Ricky.
And I'm Molly, and this is Coco.
And we are the Angel team, and we cover all things living in southwestern Indiana. All right, so today we're compiling a list of animal encounters that you could do if you live in the Evansville, Indiana area. So I think our most obvious one would probably be the Mesca Park Zoo.
Yeah, the zoo has been around forever, and they've done a great job of upkeeping it. They've added a penguin exhibit in the last few years. Amazonia has been around for a long time, but it's really a beautiful area. It's inside of a building. Sometimes they even have like an orchid exhibit and different things like that.
Yeah, and one of the actual encounters that you can have, only not only just walking up to the exhibits, is they have the ability for you to buy lettuce to feed to the giraffes. And they offer that a couple times a day, where you just stand in the line and they'll hand it to you and you can give it to the giraffes. So that's pretty neat. It's funny to watch the kids do it because some kids are all about it, and then some kids, once that giraffe sticks his head over the fence, they kind of freak out and run away. But
yes,
it's a pretty fun thing to do.
Another place that's kind of unique in Evansville is River City Cat Cafe.
Yeah, so this is a really neat area because they actually have the cats, and they're part of the Humane Society, correct?
Yeah, so I believe all the cats that are in there are adoptable.
Yeah, so you can go in there and get you a cup of coffee, and then they actually have a room with all of the cats that you can sit down and enjoy not only your coffee, but kind of hang out with the kitty cats in there.
And speaking of the Humane Society, they also, on Saturday mornings, you can show up at the Vanderburgh County Humane Society, and they enjoy having volunteers to walk the dogs. We've actually done that before. And it's a great way for the dogs to get socialized and get some exercise, and you get to enjoy their company for a little bit on a Saturday morning. So a spot in Posey County would be JB's Barnyard.
Yeah, so that one's a really neat one. They actually have a storefront open now. They started as a food truck. And on certain days of the week, you can go in and buy ice cream that they have in stock or order ahead and they could have it ready for you. But while you're in the store, you get to see their two cows, Lucy Goosey and Tutti Frutti.
I love those names. That's hilarious.
So they actually have some ice cream named after the cows as well. But it's just a really neat experience. You can go in there and feed them. They have special cups of food for $1, or you can just pet them for free and enjoy being out there. And it's such a beautiful area in Posey County as well.
Something that's a little bit further of a drive would be Wilstem Ranch.
Yeah, and that one is quite the experience. We actually went there for the first time this past year, and that was quite the experience.
So you can choose to stay in your car. There are also other encounters as well where you get out of your car and actually feed elephants, bathe elephants, things like that. But we experienced it several years ago. I think we went during COVID because it was actually kind of something we could do social distancing wise. And we had quite the hilarious interaction between a llama and my daughter. She had some food and the llama was coming towards the car and didn't want to stop, and she freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, you drive up, and I mean, these animals know you have the food inside, and they all just flock towards your vehicle. And I mean, it's pretty neat. Not that they're mean, they come in and they're so large, and it's overwhelming, but it is such a fun experience because they're messy and they just come in hungry. So let's move down to Kentucky. We have the Kentucky Down Under, which is a pretty neat encounter for animals. They have all kinds of exhibits where animals are in cages and things, a lot of exotic birds and just some really neat things. But I think the biggest attraction there has to be the fact that you can go in and pet the kangaroos.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so you basically walk in this fenced area and there's kangaroos everywhere. So you can go up and pet them. But yeah, it's pretty darn neat. So
about how far from Evansville is it?
A couple hours. So it is, a little bit of a drive, but it was definitely a fun day trip idea for sure. And then also LBL, which is in between, the Land Between the Lakes is what that stands for, down in Kentucky. And they have the Elk and Bison Trail. So it's, again, kind of similar to the Wilstem Ranch where you drive through. But you definitely don't want to encounter these really. You want to keep your windows up and that kind of thing because these animals are pretty large. But it is a pretty neat thing to go through and to see all the bison out in LBL.
And something I used to do as a kid, I don't know if a lot of people still do it anymore, but we enjoyed watching deer. And so we would go to New Harmony Park in the kind of the sunset kind of time of night, and that was kind of our thing to do, is see how many deer we could count.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually do that out on the east side of Evansville. Every once in a while we'll drive through Angel Mounds area and the boat ramp area. And there are hundreds of deer sometimes out in the evenings in that area, because it's not an area you're able to hunt. So definitely a popular thing to do around here. We've joked about that before, about, watch for deer. There are a ton of deer out at night, and definitely something you can do is kind of spotlight deer. So another way to, see farm animals especially would be during the 4-H time. 4-H fairs, I feel like, are very popular in our area. And so county fair time is usually that July time of the year, where it's hot as all get out outside. But you'll see anything from rabbits and little bunnies to
sheep,
chickens,
cows,
all of it,
llamas,
goats, all of it. So definitely your county fair is something to check out. There's a lot of fun things to do depending on which county fair you're at, but usually those are in July. But then also just being in a rural community, there is a lot of opportunity for just driving the back roads and seeing different animals. You'll see horses a lot, or cow farms. So if your kiddos are interested in animals, maybe just driving those back roads, you might encounter something. Okay, so I think it's time to wrap this up with Ricky and Coco here.
Yeah, we have to thank our special guests for joining us with this video here.
So if you are interested in moving to the area, you're going to want to get pre-qualified first. So make sure to reach out to the sponsor of today's video, Paul Castrop with Mortgage Masters, and he will help you get pre-qualified.
And if you're looking to move to the area but don't know exactly what spot might be best for you, be sure to look down in our comments below. We have a special quiz that will help you find the perfect spot for you.
And then when you are ready to move to the area, reach out to the Angel team, and we would be happy to set up a search just for you. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that you don't miss any of our future content. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.